So students, we are going to start the revision of chapter 15 and 16. As I already told you, we are going to get a very short summary of the chapter so that you will remember what was there in these two chapters. The first one is Blow Hot, Blow Cold, chapter 15. Now this chapter is all about the breath of your mouth. Means you can breathe hot or cold. No, actually, according to the weather outside, according to the temperature, the breath of your mouth becomes hot or cold according to the condition and situation. Here, Mian Baliste is very shocked by seeing the woodcutter blowing on his cold hand. He is trying to make his hands warm. It was very cold outside, that's why the breath from his mouth became very hot so that he can warm up his hand a little bit. Means when the weather outside is quite cold, the breath from your mouth will be moist and a bit of warm because you are breathing out carbon dioxide with water vapor. That's why when you are breathing out, if the temperature is very low or if it is very cold outside, then you will breathe a bit warmer breath. And here Mian Baliste, who is a very small kind of a person, he gets shocked after seeing the woodcutter do it again and again. And seeing this tiny person, the woodcutter was amazed and amused, but he hid his smile and said, of course, ask what you want. Now Mian Baliste wanted to ask how he is doing this. The woodcutter replied, it is too cold, my hands are frozen, so I blow on them to warm them up a little. Then when they get cold again, I warm them again by blowing. Just what I told you, when the weather outside is cold enough, the breath of your mouth feels a little warmer. It is because your body temperature is according to your breath temperature. Means whatever your body temperature at that time is, the breath that will come out of your mouth, the air that will come out of your mouth will be of that temperature. So it will be a bit of warm and also humid because there is the presence of water vapor in from the breath that you are blowing out from your mouth. Mian Baliste nodded. Oh, so that it. And with that he moved off, but he stayed nearby and kept close watch on him. He kept on watching the woodcutter. Now, what did the woodcutter do next time? He started to blow on fire to make the fire ignite. Ignite means to make the fire burn a bit more rapidly. Now, why do we do that? Usually, when we blow air to the fire, we add up the atmospheric oxygen into the fire, and you know that oxygen is needed to burn fire. When we are blowing with our mouth onto a fire, burning fire, the oxygen present in the atmosphere get included because of the blowing wind, and then the fire gets burning more rapidly. And this is the scientific reason why this happened. But after seeing this, Mian Baliste again gets very amused, and he is shocked that from the same breath how he is doing this. Again now he is burning fire from the same breath. How this can happen? Now, can you think of any other way in which you see the warmth of your breath? Now, there are few things that happen with you. There are few occasions where you also have suffered maybe a head injury or a hand injury, where your mother, your sister, your father, your uncle, your aunt, or anybody have patted your head or the place of your injury with a warm handkerchief by blowing it from their mouth. So this might happen with you, or maybe you have seen it happening with somebody else. Basically, when we blow from our mouth on a piece of cloth or handkerchief, it becomes warm because the breath from our mouth is of our body temperature. That is, it will be a bit warmer than the outside temperature, and it will have a little bit of water vapor. So we are breathing out carbon dioxide and water vapor, which is of our body temperature and which is a bit warmer than the outside atmosphere, and automatically the cloth or handkerchief becomes warmer. And you might have given blowing from your mouth if it is a hot tea or a hot soup or hot milk. Well, we do it to cool it down. How will it happen? How can we cool it down? Basically, when we blow on hot glass of milk, we actually clear up the surface of hot air from that glass of milk, and the new air can cool it down, so that the new atmospheric air around the glass can come over it and it can cool it down. So in this process the circulation of air happen, and when the circulation of air happen, automatically the hot cup of tea or the hot glass of milk cools down. Now there is an activity in your book, how to make a paper whistle. With the help of paper whistle, you will see that you can blow on the paper whistle and you will get a sound. And here how to make it: take a piece of paper 12 cm long, 6 cm wide, fold the paper into half, tear it off a little in the center to make a small hole. From both the sides, fold the paper upward, hold the paper between your fingers and put it in your mouth, just like the picture you can see. Just like that you have to hold it, and then you have to blow on it and hear the whistle. Whose whistle was louder, yours or your friend? This you can do when the physical classes will start. You can do a competition whose whistle was louder. Blow gently and also blow hard and make different sound. Yes, you can make different sound from it also by blowing hard or softly on it. Now the next topic was how many breaths in 1 minute. Now when you can take breath in 1 minute, and how many breath you can take in 1 minute, how much time you can hold your breath, all this kind of activity you can do at your home also. You can do by yourself and you can share it with your friends. As online classes are going on, you can share with your friends through phone or WhatsApp, and you can have an experiment that how many breaths you can take in 1 minute. The next thing was the clock inside you. Now we have already done an activity of stethoscope. The clock inside us is the heart, and the clock that is ticking is the heartbeat. The heart beats, and we can hear the heartbeat by using a stethoscope. Stethoscope are usually used by doctors, but we can easily make it in our home by using few raw materials and the materials that are easily available in our homes also. And already you children have made the stethoscope by yourself, so I will request all of you to check your heartbeat and the heartbeat of your loved ones, your friends by it. Keep checking the heartbeat so that you will also know that your stethoscope is working or not. So a working stethoscope we can also make very easily, and we can check the heartbeat, that is the clock inside us, very easily by just putting the one side of it on our chest and the other side of it on our ears. Snake tells the flow of air. Now here you can make a snake out of paper, and when you will blow hot air or cold air beneath it or above it, you will see the rotation of the snake will be different. It is very interesting experiment that again I would tell you to do by yourself at your home, because nowadays you cannot come to school, but you can do it by yourself and share your experience with your teacher. Now for this, take a round paper 10 to 15 centimeter wide, cut this paper in a spiral shape, in a circular shape that is given in the picture. To hold the snake, tie a thread on both the sides, tie a knot or button or it make it hang. Now the snake, it is ready to move. Hang the snake near a hot thing. For this you can take a hot tea, water or burning candle. Now see from the top in which direction the snake is moving. Whenever the air flows upward, it will move in a direction of clockwise. When the air flow downward, the snake will move in opposite direction, means anti-clockwise. Stand with the snake below a fan. Look which direction it moves, because fan is above the ceiling, on the ceiling, so it is the air is coming from above the snake. So take this paper snake to different places and observe its movement. When the air is coming from above the snake, how it is moving, in which direction, and if the air is coming from downwards, where it is moving. Can you understand from the movement of the snake that if the air is moving upward or downward? Of course you can do it. Of course you can think of it, because the direction of the snake's movement will change. Now the next chapter that we are going to discuss, that we are going to revise, is who will do this work, chapter number 16. Now this chapter is very sensitive, so you also have done this chapter, you have read this chapter, and you have asked many questions regarding this chapter, that why this is happening in our society. Like the picture that you can see on your screen right now, you can get a very strong feeling from this picture, like this kind of people, these people are doing this kind of work. Why they are doing so? What is the need of doing this kind of work in manually? Why they are doing it with their bare hands? What is the need for people to do this kind of job? Why the society is like this? So there are so many questions that you already have asked, and you might be thinking about this chapter is very sensitive, and you already have understood this chapter. Now this scene, have you seen such scenes around you? You might have seen. Now our friend spoke to some staff who do cleaning jobs. Here are some of the things they told us. Like, since from when you have been doing this work? Like about 20 years since I completed my studies. Means even after completing the studies they have to do this work, because they don't have any other option given by the society. Why did you not study further? You could have got some other job. You need money for studies, and even after the most of our people continue to do this work. What do you mean? Since our great grandfathers' times, or even before that, people from our community have been doing this work. Even after getting a college degree, our people do not get any other kind of job, so they have to do this work. So no other jobs are being offered to them in the society, in the community, so they are very much dependent on this job only. They have to do this job. Why is that so? That is the way it is. The entire city and the people who do this kind of work are from our community. It has always been so, and their community, the people who belong to this community, are seen as so low and untouchable people. Why this happens in our community when we all know we all are human beings? Well, this is happening in our society, and specifically in countries like India, where still there is casteism, there is untouchability. Now, what is casteism? When you differentiate people according to their caste and according to their origin of birth. So, differentiation is there in the society, and which actually hampers or actually make the life of this kind of people very difficult. Now there is a picture in your book, and you can see there are many people who are doing different kind of jobs. What are the different kind of work being done in this drawing? List any 5 of them. Now there are so many people doing so many kind of jobs, so many kind of work. You can easily name any 5 of them. But if I ask you that name any 5 work that you want to do, then which 5 work you will choose? And if I ask you choose any 5 work that you don't want to do, then which 5 other work you will choose, and why? Why you don't want to do that work? Why you think that this work is not for you? And why do you think that this particular work or job is for you? So it means there is a certain mentality that we all people have regarding jobs. Now the next topic was, imagine what would happen if nobody did this work. If nobody cleared the garbage lying outside our school or our house for 1 week, then what would happen? Think of some ways like machine or other things so that people would not have to do the work they don't like to do. Draw a picture of what you thought. So there are so many ways that we can include in our day-to-day life which will make the life of these people very easy. If we do our cleaning job like cleaning the bathrooms, cleaning the toilet by ourselves, then we don't have to hire these people to clean it for ourselves. So we have to do our own job. That also Gandhiji have already told us many years ago. Do your job by yourself. Learn a skill. That is a learning. And you, after learning, you will also help these poor people. They don't have to do this dirty job. And you can also think of machineries, and in future maybe if you become such great scientists, to invent the machineries that can help them. Now there is a topic called remembering those days. Now this was a past, a history related remembrance where you will get to see the opinions, the clash of opinions, the different opinions had been there between Gandhiji and Narayan Bhai. When Narayan Babla was about 11 years old, he was staying in Gandhiji's Sabarmati ashram. Like everyone else in the ashram, he also had various kind of work. He used to do various kind of work in the ashram. One of his job was to teach the guest how to clean the toilet, because in the ashram everyone have to do their own work, and also cleaning the toilet. It was very usual practice that people from a particular community would do this work. But in Gandhiji's ashram, every person had to carry the basket to the compost pit and empty it there. Means the basket filled with their own excreta, their own excretory materials. Means when you go to the toilet, you excrete that is the excretory material, you have to take the basket by yourself and empty it in the compost pit. You have to do it in the Gandhiji's Sabarmati ashram. Narayan Bhai remembers how some people used to try to avoid this work. Some even left the ashram because of this. Some years later, Gandhiji went to stay at the village near the Wardha in Maharashtra. Gandhiji and Mahadev Bhai and others started to clean the toilet in the village, and a man who thought that they were cleaning the toilet because it is their job, not theirs, then he thought that Narayan Bhai Bamla was doing this work just because their community is untouchable, and from there Narayan Bhai thought of not letting it happen and to do something about it. Now the next topic was a childhood story of Narayan and Gandhiji discussed all this many years ago. Have things changed now? Now this was the discussion all many years ago. Now have the society have changed or not? Now there is a childhood story. This story is almost 100 years old. 7 years old Bhim went to Goregaon in Maharashtra with his father to spend his holidays. He saw a barber cutting the long hair of a rich farmer's buffalo. He thought of his own long hair. He went to the barber and asked for a haircut. The barber replied, "If I cut your hair, both my razor and I will get dirty." "Oh, so to cut a human hair can be dirtier than cutting an animal's hair," wondered the little Bhim. This Bhim is Bhim Rao Ambedkar, Dr. Bhim Rao Ambedkar, who made the Constitution of India. Later this Bhim was known as Bhim Rao Baba Saheb Ambedkar. He became very famous across the world. Baba Saheb fought for justice for people like him. After India's freedom, the constitution was prepared under his leadership. So you can imagine he actually made it happen. He fought for the people like him. He fought for the right of his community. And if everybody is human being, everyone have the equal right to stay in the society in the same way that everyone stays. Now there is a conversation between girls, like, "I'm Hetal, Meena, we both study in class 3. What do you know in this? What do you do in the school?" "We clean the ground." "Do all the children clean?" "No, not at all." Now Hetal and Meena, they go to a school where the teachers or the school members, they make them clean the school because they are from a specific community. And this is what is happening in our society. When we think that these people are from a specific community, then we think that they are entitled or they are responsible for this kind of job, which is wrong. We cannot judge someone like this. We cannot throw some work or job on someone without knowing their talent. We should give them equal opportunity for right education and job opportunity. Now here is Gandhiji's favorite song and bhajan, and this bhajan is very important because it also actually tells us about the equality that we all should maintain. वैष्णव जन तो तेने कहिए जे पीड़ पराई जाने रे, पर दुखे अपमान सहेजे मन अभिमान न आने रे. When you are treating everyone equally, when you don't think yourself as superior to somebody else, you don't get proud of yourself and you actually stays very calm, composed, and you stays a very true human being. Gandhiji used to say that every person should do every kind of work. What do you feel about this? If everyone followed this, what things can change? Now I hope you have already learned about this chapter, and this revision also you have done in a right way. So that's all for today's video.